Hey, what's up guys? This is Russian Magic here with a triumph effect that I came up with. This is kind of different from other triumph effects, but it's still pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the performance, and then I'll teach it to you guys. So I have a pretty much ordinary deck of cards here, except that they're kind of mixed up in a weird way. As you can see, that some are face down and some are face up, some are face down, and some are face up. So it's kind of weird, but let's go ahead and have the spectator pick out a card, and they can pick out any card they want. Doesn't matter if it's face down or face up. Okay, so you want this one right here? Alright, so go ahead and take out the card, and they pick the 9 of hearts, and we'll take the 9 of hearts and go ahead and lose it into the deck and into the pack of cards. So now that the card's lost, I'm going to shuffle up the kind of already chaotic deck, and create a little bit more, I guess you could say, chaos, because I am shuffling up face up cards and face down cards, and it's pretty messed up just to make it a little bit harder. And you can see that I'm really mixing up the cards here. Not any false shuffles or anything like that, so cards are pretty messed up. I mean, we have some face down cards, face to face down cards, some face up cards, face down. I mean, it's just a real mess. Like, I don't even know how I'm gonna find the spectator's card. I guess I'll just snap my fingers. You know, that seems to work sometimes. Let's see what happened here. Huh. Well, you can see that all the cards are completely face up now, except for one. Isn't that strange? The one card that happens to be face down in the whole entire deck is in fact the 9 of hearts. So that's my Emerge Triumph effect. Hope you guys liked it, and here's the tutorial. What's up guys? Here's the explanation to this card effect, and this can be done with any deck of cards. It doesn't matter, just as long as there's 52 cards in the deck. And the setup is you're going to take basically the first fourth of the deck and have it face up, and then the second fourth face down, and then face up, and face down. What you do is the cards can be shuffled up before you put it up. In fact, you probably want to do that. You don't want it in a new deck order, because then it'll look kind of fishy. So now that the deck is shuffled, what you do is take off 13 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13 that are face up to you. And then you flip the deck over and do the same exact thing, but now you're dealing it in face down. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then do the same exact thing you did at first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then you can take the rest of the cards and just drop them all face down. So now you have this coalition of cards. Some are 13 are face up, actually 26 are face up and 26 are face down, but in this order, I guess. And you basically come out, explain to the spectator that the deck is completely mixed up, face up, face down. It's pretty crazy, and now you want them to pick a card. And really doesn't matter where they pick from, but try to have them pick from the lower half. It makes it easier. I mean, if let's say they pick the first 13 face up cards. Let's say they do that. They pick one of the top 13. You want to lose it in that top 26. You don't want to go down here and lose it, because it'll make it harder. In here in a second, I'll explain why. So you want to lose it. Actually, if they pick from the top 13, that's fine. You want to lose it somewhere into the face-up cards, like somewhere into here, not back into here, or the trick won't work. If you take it, lose it back into the face-down cards on the top, or even on the bottom, the trick won't work. You have to lose it back into like the opposite group. So you take it and lose it back into there. Alright, so let's say they pick, this is probably the worst case scenario if they pick from here, and it's not even that bad. This is more work on your part. Let's say they pick from here. You could just take it and take it face up and lose it right there, but that doesn't look, very good, just taking it and losing it right at the top. So what you do is they pick from like the second set of 13 cards that are face up. You flip the deck over, and now you don't want to lose it. Now you want to like flip it face down and like just skim through there until you get to the very bottom where all these face up cards are, which before they were face down. So flip it over like you're losing a card, not face up but face down, and put it into the face up cards at the bottom, but before it was the top. So you're basically doing this same concept of taking it and losing it somewhere to the top, but it looks better because the card will look more lost. Just taking it and losing it there. So basically, if they pick from the first half, you want to lose it in the first half. So if they pick from here, lose it in there. If they pick from here, lose it in there. And same goes with this side. If they pick from one of these face down cards, lose it into the same, because you want 26 cards on each side. And you're going to need to learn how to do a Pharaoh shuffle, and you're going to have to do it perfect. 26 by 26, completely perfect, weaved into each other. Or something, not terrible, but something will happen that will kind of mess up the trick for you. So, and this is the hardest thing about the Pharaoh shuffle, is getting the perfect split 26 by 26. So the hard work is already done for you, because you can find exactly half really easily because the cards are back to back. So you have a spectator pick out a card. Let's say they pick out the Jack of Clubs, and then you lose it somewhere into the deck. And so what you have now is your setup, except their Jack of Clubs is face down amongst these face up cards. So now if I mess up during the Pharaoh, then you'll see why. If you don't do it perfectly, you'll mess up. So then you just take the two halves, so you're going to mix up the cards and attempt to do a perfect Pharaoh shuffle. I'm not the best at Pharaohing, but I guess you could say decent. And so as you can see, that's pretty perfect. I mean, I got two cards up here, so it's not completely perfect, but that's fine. Like if you mess up, where you don't want to mess up is in the middle. So what you have here is, Pharaoh shuffles are really weird. I don't know how this works, but when you Pharaoh shuffle all those mixed up and face down and face up cards, you get this kind of thing going where all the cards on top are face down, and then all the cards on the bottom, except for their chosen card, are face up. And it gives the illusion that you're really mixing up all the cards together to make this giant mess, but really they're all pretty much still in order. So I didn't mess up, so that's good. So then you say that, show the spectator that all the cards are mixed up. You have some like that, some like that, and then you'll be able to find the break really easily because the cards just have that natural bent in them. And you want to find the middle again and say some, as like in my performance, some cards are face to face, and then instead of putting it back together, you just casually flip it back over, and then say you're gonna snap your fingers, and then all the cards magically appear face up, except for their one chosen card, and they'll go crazy, hopefully. Now, let me just show you real fast what happens if it's not perfect. I have a deck ready, you know, Boy Scout motto, always be prepared. Like if you were a Boy Scout when you were growing up, because I was, and it sucked. So, as you can see, this deck is just like the other one, face up, face down. And I'll try to mess up. I can't guarantee that I'll mess up on the Pharaoh. I'll do my best to mess up. So, take it, 7 hearts, losing the pack, and then get your even split, do the Pharaoh, and you know what, I did a pretty crappy job explaining the Pharaoh shuffle. What it is 26, you take 26 cards in one hand and the other, and if you just like push them together, like I don't even know how to explain this, but like if you just weave them in together, they'll just shimmy the cards and weave them, and they should just fall right into place like that. And there's way better tutorials than that out there, so I suggest you look them up if that wasn't good enough. But it does take some practice. But if you just square up the whole deck just like I'm doing, like they have to be completely squared up, like they won't work. If you do that, and then if you just weave in, they'll all fall into place. Now I think that was I don't think that Pharaoh shuffle was very good, so I think this trick messed up. Yeah, see, you'll see what I mean here when I square up. This is what happens if it's not a perfect Pharaoh. You do your thing, you say blah blah blah, you know, and then you split it down the middle, flip it over, you snap your fingers, and you show the deck is all face up. But what happens, I don't know, camera, you can't see this, but what happens, all the cards aren't face up. There's 1, 2 cards face down. And if that happens, I mean, the trick's not ruined. Don't be like, oh, I messed up. Just go along with it. And just be like, oh, oops. And then just like, most likely if the card's like toward the bottom, that's not their card. Just keep on going along with it. And then show both the cards. And no matter what, their card will be, you know, face down. But you could get an extra card. But don't like say you messed up, because the spectator doesn't know you messed up. And one time this happened to me where I was performing this trick, and the spectator picked the King of Hearts, and I didn't do a perfect Pharaoh, and there's 2 cards face down. But luckily the other card that was face down was the Queen of Hearts, and I didn't, when I saw the 2 cards and it say I messed up, I just showed them, and this acted like I meant to do that. And it was pretty awesome. I got pretty lucky. But just don't admit that you messed up, just show it. They'll still be amazed because, I mean, they just saw you shuffle the deck. And it's alright. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you liked it. You know, if you did, please subscribe and like the video. You know, comment. Leave it as much comments as you want of how amazing of a teacher I am. And just have a nice day. Really hope you guys have a nice day. See you guys later. Bye.